Wassail. So I'm here in Les Jardins Suspendus, the Hanging Gardens, which is a park very high up. It was like climbing a very long mountain to get up here. I'll just put that there because I don't want to set a fire. So I was going to have a day off today, and I was chatting online with Rob from Rob's Tarot, and I said I'm not going to do any cards, and then I went straight home and picked them all up. So I wanted to say thank you to Cindy, who just keeps mentioning me in her videos, and it's so kind, and I love you very much, Cindy. Wassail to you. She did a reading on Faeries, and that morning I'd been walking around, and there's a place in this area called Goblins, which just looks like the goblins, and so I thought I would come up here and maybe see if the goblins might have a message for us. So, look, I've carried the bowl up the very long, hot and sweaty pathway to the top of this falaise, which is French for cliff, okay? There are now church bells answering in the background, which is very beautiful. I'm sure they're not picking up on here. So I'm sitting in the garden of North America, and it's lots of plants that were stolen from their home and brought here. I can't say as it looks very North American, but then I've not really been to North America other than Miami, and that's a completely different landscape to this. So let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just going to keep sweating all over the cards. Let's see what messages the cards have for us today. It might be that they have none, but let's see what gives. We have some people passing by. So I didn't tell you about the bells. The bell had a beautiful sonorous sound, and then the second strike was so aggressive, and then it was asking me to calm the bells down, and that's a message to us to calm down our energies, to settle into space, and to allow time and dimensions to form around us as part of a kind of healing process. Well, it is a healing process, and it's one I'm doing at the moment. So I'm still fluctuating between having bags of energy and then feeling très fatigué. No jokes about fat gays. Right, so right, there's two cards. I want one more. There's a little bit of wind picking up now, which is absolutely lovely because I am so warm. So it began with Owl 39, and 39 was the first number I saw this morning, this afternoon when I set off for this walk. It was a house number, but I then saw 36 and 63. It was a series of Tesla magic code numbers and 44. So, Owl, what do you want to tell me, Spirit? Cogs, clockwork, things moving into place, the dimensions of the universe, fractals. It's like the owl and us are made from fractal molecules, large and small, and these molecules are all being twisted, like your eyes are being recoded, your nose is being recoded, your hearing's being recoded, your voice is being recoded. There's a sense all the way throughout the composition of this owl that it's almost like a kind of a Swiss watch or clock all being turned into place to make changes. The next two cards are 3, 6, and 6-1. 3661. So we've got 3-9 and 3-6. We've got the Tesla magic code. So we have the cards of middle world and water. So middle world is the three-dimensional world in which we live, in which our molecules live. These molecules that the owl says are being changed at the moment, being turned and twisted. So Middle Earth is blocked, it's hermetically sealed, and the emotions are hermetically sealed. There's a beautiful wasp just flew by then. You see, I know the German word for wasp is Vespa, but I don't know the French word. I must learn French better. So the emotions are stuck, and this is because we're all being asked to change the way in which we function in the real world. Actually, I'm just going to take, I've got a little mini deck of Aleister Crowley cards. I'm just going to ask them to clarify this 3661 emotionally stuck earth. Sun's coming out now, just to add to the you see, all the emotions are stuck. Emotions are water, but in me all the emotions are just pouring from me at the moment, and all the water and sweat is also pouring from me. So what's going on, please, with this emotionally stuck world? What gives with this emotionally stuck world? So, eight to 9. Oh, we've got 8-8 again. This is not a Lioness Gateway portal reading. That's going to come. But there's something very, very significant. An adjustment coming on the 8th of the 8th this year. Something really massive, because I'm, with every reading now, I'm being given 8s and 8s. Just to say, be aware. Look, it's in 7 days' time. We're on the 1st of August already, so we're heading in there. But this is quick. This is coming in quickly. I get the feeling that this is the boom, whoosh, some kind of emotional floodgate opening. And then we have the Two of Wands, which is Dominion, but this Two of Wands is talking about like a passion coming from the heart chakra. It's got the very gentle pink and blue in it, which is giving me this sense of cleansing of the heart, cleansing of how we appreciate other people, and it being a kind of fiery thing. Look, if you look, they very much echo each other. I know there's two main rods, but actually the symbol is very, very similar. And it's like this is kind of consciousness bursting in, this swiftness, this Eight of Wands, and then this Two of Wands is the energy that comes into our consciousness being manifested, being brought into reality, being solidified. And it's some kind of change that's bringing happiness. It's bringing, and Jupiter's involved in this energy. And Jupiter, remember, is one of the karmic planets of expansion. And if you look at a heliocentric version of the world at the moment, it's very much, you know, all of the planets are clustered in one area. I'm really parched, and my water bottle is underneath the crystal ball to hold it up in the air. And now I want some water because there's so much pouring out of me. The message is, allow the emotions to pour, allow everything to flow through. Okay, so this is the wish card. So I'm guessing that there's a sense of needing to create wishes, Sedir magic, to create a vision of what you would like the future to be. Maybe on the 8th of the 8th is the wish day. So the next two cards that we have are the melting of melting of emotions, the transformation, the sliding away, but these are the melting of the masculine with this devil vortex penis card. And you see, now that's interesting because Jupiter, Saturn and Pluto are currently in Capricorn, and there's a lovely big goat in the middle of this penis, and inside the testicles is humanity trapped waiting to get out, waiting to be ejaculated. So sorry people, but do you know, that's the thing about goblins. If we're going to connect with their energy, it's going to be rude. Yeah. I can't believe I just said that. So anyway, let's move on. We have an adjustment coming, and the adjustment is the card of Justice, which is a card of Libra. There's something very big coming in the month of Libra. It's clearly upsetting that small child, this adjustment. And we have 8 and 2. So we have the two of Swords. Now, the Two of Swords in this deck always has this sense of fractals being recreated. This is the moon in Libra. So the moon in Libra is on the 15th. Oh, that's interesting. The devil energy is the 15th. So something's beginning now that's to do with a floodgate of emotions being pushed out of us, and it's going to come to some kind of adjustment culmination at the point of the 15th of October. So that's the little prediction, but it will be peaceful. It's bringing peace, it's bringing stability, it's bringing thoughts to a kind of cross point. So we've got this meeting of masculine and feminine energies being repeated over and over again to make room for the divine child. That's why the child's screaming, because it's not part of the equation yet. That's coming on the eclipse on the 14th. So let's go to the lovely good tarot, because I feel like if we're going to do messages with goblins in honor of Cindy, then we really need to use a tarot deck with lots of wonderful magical creatures hidden inside it. I'm so warm. I can just feel sweat dripping through my beard and onto my legs. Right, so there's a hidden message from the goblins. We've got the 8 of Fire again. That's not the hidden one, but it's the importance of the speed with which this is going to rush through. So we'll read that in a sec. So the hidden one is the King of Water. This is about emotions. There's like a floodgate of emotions that's about to be popped, that's about to be burst. It starts on the 8th of the 8th. Oh, you know, interestingly, the Sirius, the star, appears over the pyramids at this time of the year, and it's connected very strongly to the 8th of the 8th Lioness Gateway Portal. And this is the point that marks the flooding of the Nile Delta, so that you know that there's a harvest to come. So this is clearly a flooding of the human delta, if so to speak, of our emotional language and landscape, so that we can begin to bring about changes. And it's about a journey, but this is a really magical, it's a personal journey, because the child on the back of the panda has a little fan that they're holding, and they're just peeping over the top. So it's telling me that this journey emotionally is very individual, and yet it involves everybody in some way. So part of things that I keep talking about is this need to connect with the natural world through the roots of the trees. Look, the earth grid is now divine masculine, as I keep saying, and it means that it's now time for our divine feminine consciousness to come down into our molecules that are divinely masculine resonating now, and take the two energies deep into the earth through the roots of the trees, asking for guidance and linking into the earth grid so that we can better establish our place on the planet. And it's a meditation where you have to imagine, just like I am now sitting here, it's just me, apart from the odd person walking by down there, but it's just me. Now, if I knew that there was nobody else here on the earth at all, how would I live? That's that question that keeps coming up. You know, how would you feed yourself? Would you feed yourself? Would you need to? Would you have a body? Would you be energy? It's all of these things, but that's connecting with your sacred space. And every time you come out of it, the world's still here. Everyone you know is still here. Nothing really changes except your place within the earth grid, and your energy frequency begins to change. The outside world changes very slowly, but we can change our inner landscape very quickly through meditation. So, do you have any other messages, please? Oh, that sun's getting really, really very hot on me. Wow. The tower and the world. So this is, as I've said before, this is like a cozy tower moment. It's not a moment, because in this tower card, it's not like you see the whole thing falling down and crumbling around you, but what you witness in this card is salut, bless you, wassail. So I always say wassail when someone sneezes. So this tower, the sun is coming up behind this tower to bring a new dawn, the dawn of the age of Aquarius. And then we have this sense of the alignment of the planets, talking about, for me, this is the 14th of December, this eclipse, but it's a great karmic change that takes place on the world. And at the top of the card, just here, there's a small keyhole, and that keyhole is talking about the key to the changes begins with the eclipse energy and moving forwards through that space towards something brand new. Okay, so let's see if we have any clarification, please. Any clarification? Do we have any clarification, please, for this world and tower moment? Can we please have some clarification for the world and tower moment? So, two little cards. Oh, beautiful. Look. The Queen of Swords and the Sunshine. So, the Queen of Swords has beheaded the raw masculine, finally. And it's about a celebration of joy and energy and release and happiness and joy as the sun comes back out after the eclipse. So, this is only going to be a short reading because I'm absolutely melting in the sunshine. So we're just going to ask for one card to end. Just curious as to what that one is. Shedding a Skin. It's not the one I'm going to read, but it's that energy of transforming ourselves, leaving behind the old and having space to grow into a new body. And that is quite relevant. Oh, look. So the final card that we have is 10, Abundance. We're moving into 2021. The world 2021 is coming. We're moving into next year with such an abundant flow. Such amazing things are going to be happening with these transformations post to the inner child eclipse. So anyway, I'm absolutely melting, but that's good. It means my skin's healthy and that I'm allowing all of the liquids to pass out my body. So anyway, have a lovely time, Wassail, and I'll be doing another message very, very soon. You know it. Au revoir.